Am I the asshole for hiding embarrassing notes in my house as a joke because I know my fiance's mom snoops? I bought a house 7 years ago and I met my fiance, Al, 4 years ago this year he moved in. We're talking about making it a home for both of us. But as of now, he hasn't moved much stuff in. Right now 95% of the stuff and furniture in the house is mine. When his mom comes over, she's kind of a snoop. He was used to that, but when she comes to our house, it's so uncomfortable because she's just going through my shit. When I am bothered, she's like, I was just helping with chores, etc. He says I should just let her because she has a lot of nervous energy. One thing she snooped on was actually embarrassing. In my home office, I had a little affirmation post-it note on my monitor saying, I am smart, I am skilled, I am deserving of great things. It was a silly thing my therapist recommended to get me in a confident mindset before an interview. Anyway, she made a comment too about my ego. But as a joke, I decided to do it again. I had my best friend over and we got wine drunk and wrote a bunch of affirmations to hide. Some were, medicine cabinet. My teeth will regrow. I am shark-like and powerful. Kitchen drawers. I know when to spoon, but I also know when to fork. I am sexy and self-assured. Work desk. I will not just fuck my way to the top of the company, I will fuck my way to the top of the world. Walk-in closet. I am beautiful with clothes and without. Especially without. My boobs are legendary. There were a bunch more, and my friend and I had a hilarious time writing them. Next time my mill came over she saw a few. And she didn't acknowledge them to me even though she definitely started acting a little weird about me. I went to run some errands and when I was out, she confronted Al about the notes and was trying to tell him that I seemed unstable, egotistical, and moving in was a bad idea. She showed him the notes and he didn't really know what to make of it. He asked me and I said that they were just some silly private notes to boost my self-confidence and make myself laugh. How had she gotten them? Had she been going through my things? He said she was just tidying and saw them. And they were real weird. I was like, have you met me? You should know how weird I am. Anyway, if you don't want your mom seeing my weird shit you've got to stop letting her go through my shit. He asked if I left them on purpose to annoy her, and I admitted that was kinda the joke. But I also have other weird or private shit, so what I said about her needing to stop snooping if she didn't want to find weird crap was still for real. He said I was making stuff hard for him. His mom was really protective and adjusting to him moving in with a girlfriend for the first time. And I was agitating her on purpose and making her think I wouldn't be a good partner, when he wanted her to have the opposite impression of me. Am I the asshole for the note prank? Not the asshole she's snooping through your home. I'd have gone further and left little notes like, nobody likes a snoop, and, you aren't welcome to go through my things. But yours were pretty damn funny. It's a red flag if your fiancé stands up for her invading your privacy like this. Not the asshole. Don't ask Al's mom to stop going through your shit. Tell her she is not allowed to go through your shit. Ever. If that doesn't sit well, maybe she won't come over anymore. Either way, you win. Walk-in closet. I am beautiful with clothes and without. Especially without. My boobs are legendary. The kind of energy I needed today. Not the asshole. Also, it's really creepy Al's mom is looking through all your stuff and then Al saying it's just what she does. Like, what is she looking for? Why does it not bother him that his mother is finding stuff in his fiance's house and then telling him about it all shocked and disturbed as if what she is doing is any less shocking and disturbing? Not the asshole. Don't marry the guy who can't set the simple boundary with his mom of, don't snoop through the house, he's choosing his mom over you. Not the asshole. Al's mom is a snoop, and deserves whatever agitation she gets from your notes. Al should support you in maintaining your privacy in your home. Your next affirmation can be, I am not the asshole and I am hilarious. Not the asshole. Your house, you put what you like where. The next time this woman comes over to your house, sit her down and tell her, you are not allowed to snoop through my shit. If she wanders off somewhere you follow her and remind her, you are not allowed to snoop through my shit. Leave a bunch of notes around reminding her, you are not allowed to snoop through my shit. If your boyfriend has a problem with his mother not being allowed to snoop through your shit, tell him, your mother is still not allowed to snoop through my shit. Not the asshole, this is hilarious and I want to be your friend. But on a more serious note, I don't like your boyfriend's blind defense of his mom at the expense of your boundaries and privacy. He needs to take your requests seriously, communicate them to his mom, and enforce consequences if she continues. If he's not able to do that, I'd think long and hard about the future of your relationship. Am I the asshole for uninviting my stepdad from my wedding so my brothers could come? IF 25 along with my two brothers Dean and Kevin, both 30s, went through rough time during our parents' divorce. Mom got married to my stepdad and we lived with him for years. Dean and Kevin never had a good relationship because they never wanted my mom and dad to separate in the first place. They resented my stepdad and limited contact once they moved out. I, on the other hand, got to live with my stepdad more since I'm the youngest and we established a somewhat stable relationship. NGL he did what he could to help me out with school and everything. He even offered to fund my wedding, which is going to be in 5 weeks' time, and I'm very grateful for that, though this was his decision. I sent Dean and Kevin invitations, but once they found out that our stepdad was going to be there, they said they might not come. They took time to think, then gave me an ultimatum stating that if our stepdad is coming then they won't be. I literally freaked out because I definitely want my brothers to be at my wedding so badly, and I tried talking to them but they were being stubborn. After talking to my fiance I had no choice but to politely uninvite my stepdad and sending him an email stating why. He said that he didn't reply, but later I got a call from my mom yelling at me, calling me hurtful stuff, saying I was acting like an ungrateful bee by excluding her husband from the wedding after everything he's done for me. I told her that my brothers threatened not to come, which pushed me to make this difficult decision because if it was for me I'd have everyone there. She cussed me out for prioritizing my hateful and cold-hearted brothers over my stepdad and showing him that I'm not worthy of his grace, which was really hurtful for me to hear. After she hung up I asked my fiancé if I made the wrong decision and just said it's my wedding and I get to decide eventually, but I knew he said that because he's biased. You are the asshole. Your brothers are 30, they need to grow up. From your description they are redirecting anger at your mom and dad at your stepdad. You describe your stepdad as a nice man. Now you are letting your brothers control who you invite to your wedding. If your brothers threaten not to come, surely that pushes you into a position to not invite them instead. I don't understand why you are putting your brothers first in this whole situation. Your mother's words hurt because they are true. Edit. Holy crap, thanks for all the awards. I hope Op realizes the error in judgment and apologizes to stepfather. You are the asshole. 1. You caved to the asshole's ultimatum. 2. You let your stepdad, with whom you've got good contact and who offered to pay for the wedding, know he was uninvited. By email. Did you accept any money for the wedding from your stepdad or your mom? If you didn't, you're a medium-sized asshole. If you did, you're a massive asshole. Your stepdad helped through school until your wedding fund, and you uninvite him from this said wedding via email? Your brothers are and you're enabling them. So. You are the asshole. If your stepdad funded your wedding, he deserves to attend it. Fuck this, it's your wedding, bullshit. Yes, you get to decide. But you're an asshole for uninviting the person who paid for it. You are the asshole. Your stepdad paid for the wedding and your brothers are so into their feels that they gave you an ultimatum about your wedding day when your wedding isn't about them but you and your so. You are the asshole. You can't mend other people's relationships, but you also shouldn't fuck over your stepdad who sounds like he's been there for you. If he is not attending, the proper thing to do is to give him back the money he's paid towards your wedding. I'm pretty sure your mom isn't attending if your stepdad isn't. You are the asshole. You invited everybody you wanted at the wedding. Your brothers are being petty for creating the ultimatum against a stepdad that seemingly hasn't done anything wrong. They generally chose to dislike him solely because he is a stepdad. In my opinion, if your brothers really cared, they would go to your wedding regardless and support you. Them creating the ultimatum shows that their hate for your stepdad is more important than you. What makes you the asshole is uninviting your stepdad for your brothers. As much as you want your brothers to attend, it's their decision whether or not they would come. That decision shouldn't be at the detriment of someone else attending. Of course, it is your wedding and you have the final say of who attends. How does someone uninvite a person paying for it? You are the asshole. Your stepdad supported you with school and everything. Besides that, he even sponsored it and you just simply uninvite him through an email of all communication means? That's not only an asshole move, you are also avoiding the problem. After she hung up I asked my fiancé if I made the wrong decision and just said it's my wedding and I get to decide eventually, but I knew he said that because he's biased. He isn't biased. He is giving a politically correct answer to your question as he knows choosing either sides will in some way make you unhappy. Am I the asshole for bringing my own dinner to a wedding? Okay, I know how it sounds. Please let me explain. I, 26 female, have a ton of medical issues, including some that create major dietary restrictions. Real dietary restrictions, not some random fad diet that has false medical benefits. My cousin, Kay, had her wedding a couple weeks ago and they did not have any menu items that I would be able to eat except a couple of the appetizers. Even then, I am a little uncomfortable because they chose buffet style for the side dishes and catering creates a lot of opportunity for cross-contamination. I would never expect someone to change or add to their wedding menu on my behalf, so I messaged her as soon as we received the menu and just let her know that I would be unable to dine with them at the reception because of the dietary stuff and let her know that I would come back after I was able to eat. I understand what it is like leading up to a wedding and I received no response to my message, though it was on Facebook and I knew she had opened it. I decided I would just put together a little lunchbox and leave it in the car so when I started to get hungry I could just go grab a snack and come back in. Well, the reception came and all was well. Then dinner time came, and Kay came up to me and asked why I leaving the venue. I told her that I just had to get some food in my belly and that I would be right back to finish celebrating. She got an appalled look on her face and asked why I would bring food to a wedding I knew would have some of the best. I let her know about the restrictions and reminded her about the message. She said, "I just figured you were being dramatic and someone in the family would get you under control." Guess nobody could. My jaw hit the floor. I wish that my restrictions could be casually broken, but unfortunately I get quite ill if I break the food boundary. It is well known within my family that this is true. I've ruined a holiday or two by accidentally eating contaminated food. Anyway, I really didn't know how to respond so I just walked out to the car and had my food with the company of the car radio. I am the queen of being hangry so I hoped that getting fed would help me get a better grip on the situation but I was still shaky mad. I came back in prepared to sit quietly and get through the rest of the night without too much more to say but my aunt and uncle came to the table and told me how much I hurt Kay's feelings by bringing my own food. I explained, although I still feel a certain sort of way about having to explain the restrictions again and told them I tried to be as polite as humanly possible by reaching out beforehand and leaving my snacks out of sight of the reception guests. They told me it gave the whole wedding a bad look and if it was really that big of a deal then I needed to eat beforehand. Nobody else has really weighed in and at this point I really don't know if I was in the wrong. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. If it were my wedding and a cousin sent me that message I'd have told you to go ahead and bring in your food so you don't even have to leave. Not the asshole, but your cousin is a colossal A, stay away from her. Those sorts of people are the kind who might like to test allergies. Not the asshole. It's actually hugely considerate of you to bring your own food and not bug the bride with having to create a dish just for you. I had to work around a few minor food restrictions and it was a nightmare to deal with the venue. I have no idea why the bride is angry. You affected no one with your decision. Take solace in the fact that you were considerate and kind. Not the asshole you were discreet about it by sitting in your car to eat. Unlike one I read here once where a guest got fast food delivered to a wedding and ate it in front of the other guests. Alternatively, if you are invited to another event, feel free to eat contaminated food and leave Kay with the lovely memories of the after effects as a result, possibly by vomiting on the dance floor, or perhaps being carted off in an ambulance. Your aunt and uncle need to wind their necks in too and stop indulging your cousin being a bridezilla. Not the asshole. You came up with a solution that worked for you and had literally no impact on anyone else. Eating in your car to avoid accusations of causing a scene or demanding attention was a smart move. Your cousin sounds like a major bridezilla and owes you an apology after this. NTA. It's not like you had a fucking pizza delivered in the middle of the reception. You handled it discreetly and it's a medical issue. Your cousin is a bridezilla and the asshole, not you. Not the asshole. But a tip for the future. When the bride, or the groom, doesn't take the time to answer you about a health issue, they don't give a shit about you and you shouldn't bother to spend money on them and go to their wedding. Not the asshole. You have advanced warning and were super discreet. I would wager the bride wouldn't have noticed if she hadn't happened to run into you. She and her family were major asshole over this. People seriously need to get over the whole, my wedding is the most important event ever and everyone should bow down to me on that day. Am I the asshole for causing my sister to no longer have her college paid for? My 16 female sister, 18 female, May, is going to college next year. She applied early decision to a prestigious school she's always wanted to go to and she got in. When she applied and when she got in our mother had said that she would be paying for my sister's college expenses. She can afford to completely pay for what May's college fund doesn't cover. Our father cannot, and May would have to take our student loans. Our parents are split. May chose to live solely with our father. I split time between their houses. May heavily dislikes our mother, but she is polite to her because she wants her college paid for. She is very rude about our mother behind her back. A few days ago May had gotten off the phone with our mother and was ranting to our father about how insufferable she is and how she hates her and she wishes she didn't have to talk to her because she's an awful person, and that she only tolerates her so she'll pay for her college. I was in the next room and took a video of this and sent it to our mother. She must have said something to May because May was very upset at me. She said I had no right to record her without her consent and that I was invading her privacy and she should be able to rant in her own home without worrying about being recorded. She said that our mother had said she no longer would be paying for her college and I was ruining her life, and that I was making it so much harder for her when she had worked so hard to get accepted. My father is also mad at me, but my mother is glad I told her so she can know. I didn't think I was in the wrong at the moment because I thought it was the right thing to do, but now I'm thinking I should have just minded my own business. Am I the asshole? Esh. Your sister is an asshole for exploiting someone that they cannot stand. You are an asshole for recording a private conversation and sharing it with others. I think you wanted this to happen and that you really do not like your sister. Life is not cut and dry. There are likely things about your mom and May's relationship you don't understand, and it's none of your business how May feels about it. What seems fair isn't always so. You've now irreversibly damaged your relationship with May, your mom's relationship with May, maybe your relationship with your dad and May's future. You might be able to repair some of it, but you can't take it back now. Next time use your words and discuss with people when they do things that you don't like and give them an opportunity to do the right thing without going nuclear. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. Anyone saying not the asshole? I hope the next time you're ranting about something in the safety of your home, you get recorded and put on blast. It's so weird how privacy violation is just normalized these days, and holier-than-thou folks think the victims deserve it just because they were being rude. Not the asshole. She was using your mother for her money. You didn't ruin her life, she did. Your mother deserved to know, rather than be shocked and hurt when your sister cut off all contact once she was finished with school. Info. Why does your sister hate your mom so much? You are the asshole. She should be able to rant in her own home without worrying about being recorded. This is a perfectly reasonable expectation, an expectation you violated. You become the asshole by making the recording and become an even greater asshole by disclosing it to your mother. For what it's worth, your mother is also an asshole for letting a teenager's rant get to her to the extent that she needs to blow up the funding her child's college education. But she wouldn't have been able to be an asshole without your action first. Info. Did you record the video because you wanted to screw your sister or because you felt bad for your mother being used? I can empathize with the second. I kinda see it as telling on a cheating partner. You are the asshole. You're just stirring up shit.